your personal growth, I feel like the more you are vulnerable and you share these self-realizations, there is such a beautiful reaffirmation that consciousness does through humans when they see that reflection. And it's like, yes, here's more, you know?
I mean, and just like the more that we can talk about it together, the more that it becomes normalized. I think sometimes it's just like, it's new. It's new to talk about our feelings and it's new to take responsibility for how we react in certain situations. And we've let, for lack of a better word, incorrect reaction become socially acceptable.
The norm.
So like if fucking
almost pressured.
If Debbie at work is being a bitch again, you know Friday night you're gonna get together with your girlfriends and talk shit about Debbie.
And there are all your girlfriends who want you to listen to their Debbies that are enabling you, telling you that you're right when I'm sorry, you're not. You're not right. If you're out of alignment, let me finish.
Okay.
If you're out of alignment, it's not right. It would be a disservice to your overall peace and happiness to focus on the blue and the red, meaning perceptually correct or perceptually incorrect.
Ooh, little matrix.
Irrelevant. Irrelevant. How does it make you feel? That's what's correct.
Yeah.
Right. Embrace that. Embrace the love. And usually it's fucking letting it go.
Dude, and let me tell you, I think that this is like an ongoing thing for me. I'm pretty sure if I were to listen back to all of the episodes, this theme would have come up a couple of times. But I've been talking so much less shit, everybody.
Yeah,
like
you have.
I barely talk shit at all anymore.
Yeah.
It's such great progress, and it's still really difficult. No. That's not true.
Shut up with those affirmations.
No, it's not even that. It's just not true. But the inkling there, it's still there, right? It's tasty beef.
Fuck.
I just like, it's like sometimes when like someone does me wrong, when someone does me wrong in the street or whatever, and I come home, there's this inkling immediately to tell Ellevan, like, you'll never guess what just happened. When speaking about it, especially if I'm not negatively impacted at all, right? Like if I'm not physically hurt, if I'm not mentally hurt, whatever. If it was really just more of an inconvenience, and if you look at situations in your life, and
I mean,
really,
unless
like,
they're dangerous, unless you need to be told.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a line here.
No, absolutely. That's what I said. If there's harm involved, that's a different situation. But like often it's really is just like
some guy followed me home, but I didn't want to talk about it because I don't want to drop the vibration.
No, but if it's like, you know, a coworker thing, or someone cuts you off in traffic, or someone yells at you
Some
from their
shit that
car,
doesn't need
or
to be said
like a
right
crazy
now.
person screams at you, you know, things like that, where it's like, it's a little shocking maybe, but it's not something that you need to carry with you.
Here's the thing. It doesn't need to own any more time
Exactly.
than it took up in like the real
Exactly.
sense of things. Yeah.
And I have a friend, I go to therapy. We love therapy here.
We
all
love
good.
therapy here.
So I have a friend who goes to a therapist, and she told me something that her therapist told her was like, when dogs get shocked, very shortly after, you'll see them like shiver or shake.
Yeah.
And it's them like shaking off that energy. Like they
Yeah.
don't need to carry it anymore. And they do that and they let it go and they keep walking.
Dogs are the real MVPs when it comes to living in the moment.
Yeah.
They're here to teach us about the present.
Yeah, absolutely. And then their focus is on something that they know will make them happy afterwards. They're looking at their parents. They're looking at maybe another dog that's
Go lick your ass.
They're
Have some
they're
water.
enjoying the senses out in the world.
But yeah, isn't that beautiful just to shake it off? That energy doesn't need to follow you, doesn't need to own you. We so often live in memory. We so often live in, this is the last kind of dramatic thing that happened to me. So if I don't report back to thinking about it, I'm not attentive to how I was treated or something, like in life, like as far as human beings go.
Yeah, it can get mixed up in the self-care.
You know, and then you're like, well, it sounds like you're just focusing on what doesn't please you. Is that a little bit the case? Are you in a cycle of momentum that you think is safe because it's familiar, but it's really just you pumping cortisol into yourself so you get some adrenaline from stress, so you feel more equipped to deal with life because maybe life makes you a little uneasy to begin with. Like, how about these things? Take a moment to be like, I have anxiety about going out. I don't dislike this person. I just felt unprepared. So I hit myself with a hurtful memory so I could know the worst case scenario so I wouldn't be scared anymore. So I could contextualize my own behavior when I went out. Like, it's not even about that person. That person doesn't exist. They're not real. It's in your head. Like, literally the person you're dreaming of does not exist anymore because it was in the past. Now they've had experiences that have affected them and changed them. But that's besides the point. In yourself, the Joe Dispenza book you've been reading really touches on this, creating that cycle of reality and that loop and that feedback loop on yourself. You know, we're navigating to try and find this just rightness in life because that's what we've been indoctrinated to do. When you got tests put in front of you as a kid, you were subliminally told that there's a right answer, and then it usually comes from authority. But that is not the case in life. The entrepreneur who invented things like Uber, the entrepreneur who built, everything that you use today didn't necessarily come from those square modes of practice. They're receiving divine inspiration that changed this timeline. And that's more of a creative thing than anything. So how can we quantify ourselves academically? Unless it's perceptual understanding, that's fine. It's good to know how wide this is so I can tell the people who manufacture the paper that, hey, my brand Raw needs cardboard 2x1. That's great. That's facts that help you navigate. But there's no quantifying your value in terms of how you prioritize your intelligence or focus. There's no right answer. So it's completely open. So you just got to follow how you feel. But you've been reading that book.
Yeah, it's been great.
That's been really giving you. Winnie likes to stick to the facts. She's really good synthetic imagination. I'm really good creative imagination. But tell us how that's been affecting you. And you've been live streaming.
I have been on Tumblr. And we do generally, the last little while has been a little off just because there's other things going on and I still want to get my stream in. But generally speaking, we start with a meditation and then we talk a little bit perhaps about what came up in the meditation.